Hey Gorilla family, you're here with me, Mr. B. And I'm here to talk about a war that's breaking out over a video game war. And just like in the Cold War, there are people who are skewing the truth by pushing their own agenda. What the hell am I talking about? Well, of course, it's Battlefield 5 and all the grief that's going down about it. But if you want to know more, if you want to know the full picture of what's going on, put on those hard hats. Let's roll.
Please don't talk about me when I'm gone. Oh, honey, though our friendship ceases from now on. Please don't talk about me when I'm gone. Oh, honey, though our friendship ceases from now on. Yep.
According to CNBC news outlets, Battlefield 5 is 85% down behind its main rival Call of Duty in terms of pre-order sales. Despite not proving any evidence at all, not giving any evidence in the actual article apart from analytics says, there are people like the Get Woke, Go Broke Brigade who are celebrating this and almost throwing online World War II style street parties whilst they celebrate the demise of what they call the death of Battlefield 5. The problem is, however, it's these agendas by these content creators that are very politically minded. To be fair, you can't say they're not. They are very political minded, like people like the Quartering who are often posting political agendas. They hide in the full truth. They're just saying it's all down to, because Battlefield 5 went full SJW and Get Woke, Go Broke and all that. But it's not seeing the full picture. In this video, I'm here to show you what the full picture is and why that pre-orders may be down, but why it's not that big of an issue. And why it's, as we say up north, much to do about nothing, son. Saying much to do about nothing. So, before I go balls deep into this, and I am going to go very deep into this, I have a bit of a target for this video. Lenny here has challenged. He said I couldn't get 25 interactions on this video. I said I could. Now I believe in you guys, my amazing fan base, the people who supported me from day one, which was only a few months back. But you guys have supported me from day one, and what I want to do is, whether you like it or dislike, as long as you are not sat on the fence, if you're one side or the other, just show what you think of this video by hitting the thumbs up or the thumbs down. So without any further ado, here's my 5 reasons why Battlefield 5 is having a little bit of a pre-order slump. Let's get into this. So Battlefield 5 pre-orders are down, but why would that be? Well, I believe there are 5 main factors which I can put my teeth back in, contributing to this, 4 of which won't hurt this game in the long run at all. The first reason, and I must address this because it is one of the biggest reasons, is the Get Woke, Go Broke Brigade, which is a factor that can't be ignored. It's no secret that the inclusion of women, one of which is clearly shown with a prosthetic limb, has riled the hardcore community. Many saw this as a betrayal of what Battlefield historically stood for them in their eyes. A rise in anti-female inclusion movements started from day one. Views became very political, especially when the now departing Sullivan and Andrew Wilson decided to stoke the fire with statements like, well, if you don't like it, don't play the game. How they thought that would be a good idea is beyond me, as it is human nature to rage against the machine, and that's exactly what has happened. EA as a company is one of the most hated developers in the world. So when they release something from the top that is confrontational, it just begs every keyboard warrior and online activist to come out from their little troll bridges, build a bandwagon for every average person to hop onto. All it takes is 137 look on Google or YouTube to witness the sea of anti-Battlefield messages from people with hefty followings, and most importantly, strong political views. And that is, yes, it can't be ignored, that has hurt the Battlefield 5 pre-orders. But it's not the only thing, which leads me on to reason 2. The release date. Battlefield 5 is due to come out on the 19th of October, which sees it sandwiched directly in between Call of Duty and Red Dead Redemption 2. Now, Call of Duty is obviously its main rival, but RDR2 has a hell of a following, especially in the RDR community and the GTA community. And since, when given a choice, not many people can actually afford £150 or $180 on all 3 games, especially if they're only buying the vanilla versions, they have to choose. The COD fanboys will obviously go for their brand of lunacy, despite how deep Treyarch and Activision wants to bugger them. RDR fans and GTA fans will most likely go for RDR2, and that leaves the casuals as well as the Battlefield fans who still have a bad taste in their mouth after what happened with Battlefront 2, which leads me on to my next point 3. Battlefield 5 is the next big shooter coming off from the mess that was Battlefront 2. Despite EA trying everything to fix Battlefront 2, a lot of fans peaced out well before they got a chance to fix the damn thing. And unfortunately, the wounds are still very, very, very raw. A lot of fans will be waiting for the reviews of the game before they purchase, purely because of how amazingly bad Battlefront 2 was at the start, and that's a factor which must be taken seriously, because I suspect that once the reviews are out, sales will dramatically increase for Battlefield 5. I always get them mixed up. But although the sales will increase once the reviews are out, it's obviously going to hurt the pre-orders right now. My next point, however, is one that sits quite close to home with me, as I have spent my whole life in marketing. Battlefield 5's reveal announcement, the actual show that they did, was an absolute disaster. It was an incoherent mess, which failed to address anything at all, leaving many fans like myself thinking, oh okay, well, they must be saving the rest of the details for E3. And then E3 came, and all we got was 2 Swedish blokes holding each other on a stage looking nervous as shit for 30 seconds saying, their new mode will be Royale. Obviously hinting at Battle Royale. And then they gave a video package for the trailer, and that was it. Nothing. We got no new info. The marketing release package that came with Battlefield 5, I keep trying to say Battlefront 5, but it's Battlefield 5, was amateurish at best, and clearly put together by someone who A, doesn't understand the gaming community, and B, doesn't know what they were doing. I was convinced that something had gone seriously wrong between the game's developers and the marketing team, maybe a fallout or something, because what was put together and shown earlier this year was not done by a professional team. That I do know for certain. And if it was, if by some miracle it was, EA, this is a message to you. My services are available to train them. Because if that is what they call a successful marketing campaign, by God, I'll rent you my services for free. You just fly me out, feed me, hotel me, and I will sort them out for you. Because I tell you now, the marketing package that they put together for Battlefield 5 was abysmal. You should be sacking somebody. But that's not the biggest problem. Although that will have hurt pre-orders, that's not the biggest problem. The biggest problem of all, the point 5, and the point that has flown under the radar for everybody, and nobody's really picked up on this, it is the fact that one of the main reasons why Battlefield 5 has got a low pre-order count compared to Black Ops 4 is Activision had the beta for it earlier on, last month, but it was pay to bloody play. The only way you could get into the beta is if you pre-ordered Black Ops 4, which meant all the COD fanboys, all the casuals, all the people that wanted to see how Black Ops 4 actually ran, had to physically pre-order Black Ops 4 before they got a chance to. So you had thousands of YouTubers, thousands of casuals, thousands of COD fans, all pre-ordering the game a lot sooner than they normally would, just to get access to the beta. Now for me that is shady practice, but it's one that's obviously worked because Call of Duty have had a lot more pre-orders according to this CNBC bollocks. But DICE hasn't issued their beta yet, and it's due to come out. There's a closed beta on September 4th for anyone who's pre-ordered, like moi, and there is an open beta directly after everyone for free on the 6th of September. And I guarantee a lot of people, because when you put it all together, when you combine just a few points like the Battlefront 2 scenario and things like that, there will be a lot of people waiting to see how this game plays before they put the hard-earned money down to it, before they actually make that financial commitment. And that's a straight fact. Activision might want your money up front, but DICE and EA don't. DICE and EA say, no, well, you test it first before you tell me, because you look at all the reaction of Battlefield 4 from that Battle Ops, fuck up these bloody names, the Black Ops 4 beta. Look at the reaction that got. Everybody panned it, including myself, panned it, because it was crap. But Activision don't care, because they've already got your bloody money. Whereas, other side of the coin, DICE and EA haven't got your money yet, obviously, as the reports say, but they want you to play the game first before you actually put your money down because of all this shit that's happened before. And you've got to commend EA and DICE on for that. Now, when you combine even just a few of these 5 points together, it makes a more understandable situation, and it doesn't paint a picture which the politically minded would love you to believe. It actually paints a picture where there's no need to panic. Yes, people are still sore over Battlefront 2. Yes, people are waiting for the beta. Yes, COD did have a pay-to-play beta, which will have boosted their pre-orders. And yes, activists have managed to hurt Battlefield franchise a little bit. But in 12 weeks from now, none of that will matter, because the truth will come to fruition. And what truth is that? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'd hate to be the bearer of good news. And I'd hate to be the one that goes against all these activists like the Quarterwind, people who would love to see Battlefield go up in flames. It's just a bloody game. A fun game. One that's enjoyable either by yourself or with friends, regardless of women being in the game, regardless of how much the trolls piss and moan about it. It's simply a game. It's that truth which will see Battlefield 5 will have a bright future, even if it has a rocky start. And that's what Sullivan and Wilson was trying to say earlier. Now, I'm not defending them in any shape or form. I, for one, am glad Sullivan is leaving the EA. I could have thrown a World War II party myself over that one. But what they was trying to say was, if you don't like it, don't play. Yes, that's confrontation. What they should have said was, look, it's a game. It's a game that we think you'll find many hours of enjoyment out of it, regardless of whether there's women in it. Yes, we want women to be in it, and yes, that might not be historically accurate, but at the end of the day, it's not a documentary, it's a game. And games are meant to entertain, and if you can't find entertainment out of this, fine, have your digs. But play something else. You don't have to play it. But if you do find enjoyment out of it, does it really matter that women are in it? And if they'd have said that, there wouldn't have been half the problems that there is now. But as we are finding out, Sullivan and Wilson have the tact of a sledgehammer with 9 nails on it. But it is what it is. It obviously has affected the pre-orders. But I truly believe we're in a position where it doesn't matter. And it really, and all you people like the Quarterwind, and all you people worrying about SJWs and the activists flying the flags like Sargon of Akkad and all that. Look, I have a lot of respect for you. You guys have channels that I would kill to have. But it's much ado about nothing. It really is. At the end of the day, Battlefield 5 is not some great big political statement because women are in it. It's just a decision that somebody made. I'd want to see women in the game, and it's a game to make. If they've made that decision, good for them. For me personally, I couldn't give a shit. I And I guarantee, for a lot of people, they couldn't give a shit. But it's time to stop this bandwagon, and it's time to get off it and just accept the fact it's a game and judge the game on its merits, not what people with agendas want the merits to be. That's my thoughts on it. What's yours? Get in the comment section and let me know. And if you've enjoyed this video and you want to see more, subscribe to the channel. And if you are a Battlefield fan, if you subscribe to my channel, you actually get a chance to win a copy of Battlefield 5, because I'm giving one away, because I'm a mad bastard. I'm actually giving away a copy of Battlefield 5 to one lucky subscriber a week before the game is due to be released. So if you can't be in it, you can't win it if you're not in it, son. That's what we say up north. You can't win it if you're not in it. That's all from me, Mr. B. Lenny G says bye-bye too. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Ta-ta for now.